Welcome back to Mullet Mafia. I'm Cole Burke here with a very special guest today, former Missouri safety, Mr. Cam Hilton. Cam, how are you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. Appreciate you for having me. Talk about Mizzou, talk about my career, and really appreciate it.
Absolutely, and I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to do this. It means a lot. And man, I'm excited to talk some Mizzou football, some
Yeah,
overseas football, and anything in between.
yes, sir.
So you're from St. Louis initially. And obviously, Mizzou, that's the big school in Missouri.
Yeah,
Missouri State, Northeast Missouri State, they're FCS, but Mizzou's like the team in the
yes, sir.
state of Missouri. And they recruit St. Louis pretty hard. But what was your decision coming out of high school, one of the most highly sought after recruits in the state of Missouri? What led to your decision to stay home and go to Mizzou?
I just think, St. Louis and Missouri as a whole is just like such a tight-knit kind of community. Like everybody knows everybody. There's not as many people as there are in Dallas or, big cities like that. Um, but just staying around my family. Mizzou was the first school to offer me. They kind of beat some schools to the punch. So that was real exciting. The day they offered me my junior year. Uh, I actually committed to Mizzou the same weekend I was supposed to go visit USC, and I knew if I went out to California to USC, I probably wasn't coming back. So so instead of going out there, I went to Mizzou spring game, uh, and then had a great time. Coach Pinkel, we had a great talk, and I just felt it was right, and I committed. Knew some guys, saw some guys that I was familiar with. My boy Drew Lock from Kansas City, so he's on the other side of Missouri, but he committed, and once he committed, it was kind of like a domino effect. We just start all the guys from St. Louis and kind of around the around the region, took notice, and everybody started committing, and we had the start of a great class.
That was a spectacular class for Missouri football, all
Yeah,
leading up to the Liberty Bowl season, which was a lot of fun to watch.
yeah, it was
And
good.
I guess Drew Lock for another Missouri guy from
Yeah,
Lee's Summit
Lee
North, I
Summit.
believe.
Yeah, just
So
Lee Summit.
just Lee Summit, so
Yeah, just
not
Lee Summit.
okay.
There's a Lee Summit North. I don't know if there's South, but there's a couple of schools up there. But he's a Lee Summit guy.
Heck yeah. And are you and Drew pretty tight? Y'all pretty good buddies?
Yeah, real good buddies, real good family friends. His mom and dad are awesome. They took me on vacation my freshman year, spring break to the Bahamas. Never been out of the country. Life-changing experience. So yeah, that's my boy.
Man, that is awesome. Watching him in Mizzou was that was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
A
he
lot
was
of
great.
fun.
Yeah, he was great. Hopefully he can get back out there for the Giants and show that arm off.
I'm hoping, man. When he went in against Philadelphia this year, that made my I'm a Chiefs fan, and that made my entire sports year. Seeing
Yeah,
Drew Lock get back out there and do what he can do.
yeah, I always knew, the potential he had, and for him to go out there and show it on Sundays is feels pretty special.
Indeed. And St. Louis, obviously, Mizzou's always recruited St. Louis, but the new coach, Eli Drinkwitz, who I guess
Yeah,
came a year after you, I believe, right? Because
yeah.
you were with Pinkel and Odom.
A year or two after me. Yeah, I was with
Okay.
Odom, Hinkle freshman year, and then Odom sophomore, junior, senior year.
Okay. So Drinkwitz has done an incredible job of recruiting Missouri. He has the whole Mizzou to the Lou
Yeah, yeah,
slogan or the Lou to Mizzou. And how is it seeing Mizzou's three best players last year on offense? Luther
yeah,
Burden, Brady Cook, and Cody Schrader, all from the St. Louis area. Is that a
yeah.
pretty cool experience watching your city go do stuff like that in the SEC?
I mean, I love to see it. It's great for the city, great for the kids in the city. Kind of, gives them somebody to look up to and kind of gives them a dream to follow. Um, yeah, I mean, I feel like it's always been Mizzou recruit St. Louis, but I feel like Drinkowitz has done, a better job than any coach that I've seen actually mean it when he says, the kids in Missouri have to stay in Missouri, and when they do, you see what happens. Uh, kind of up until Drinkowitz, uh, all the coaches understood that it was important to keep the kids from St. Louis and Kansas City and wherever else in Missouri. But I feel like Drinkowitz has kind of taken it and made it like an emphasis, and you see the results that you get when you do that.
Yeah, keeping the homegrown talent home is huge for
Yeah,
success, especially at that level of play.
yeah,
And
exactly.
your your defensive secondary at Mizzou was one of the best that I've seen as a Mizzou fan. You had DeMarcus Acey, you had Cale Garrett at linebacker, Terez Hall on the outside, you
Yeah,
had Terry Beckner on the defensive line. That
yeah,
was a fun defensive unit to watch.
yeah.
Especially you and DeMarcus Acey. Are y'all good buddies? Y'all have
Yeah,
good
that's my
teammates?
brother. I mean, we were roommates in college. When I was living in, like I told you, I was been living in Dallas the past 3 years, kind of during the off seasons. And DeMarcus is a Dallas guy, so spent some time around him down there. So he's always been my brother for life. So, but yeah, I mean, he's a year younger than me. So I was a sophomore when he was a freshman. And, he came in Mizzou and it was nothing but ball. He uh great player, should still be playing in the NFL, busted his knee up. So after that, it's kind of hard to, stay around after ACL or MCL, whatever he had. But yeah, that's my boy, him, Ronell Perkins. He's down there coaching at UNLV right now. Um, Terry Beckner, he just invited me to his wedding a couple weeks ago. So looking forward to that coming up. But yeah, we're all still close. Um, yeah, I love those guys. We had a special group. Um, some unfortunate things happen around the team, like freshman year, and so we didn't. I wouldn't say that our class, hit our potential, but we did what we did, and we pushed Mizzou in the right direction, and now they're a household name in the country.
That is awesome. Now y'all built the foundation for what's going on now and the success Eli Drinkwitz and Mizzou is having right now.
Yeah,
And all I'd say, I mean, the bond y'all had in the defensive secondary, I'm sure played a huge role in y'all's success because those were very successful defenses at Mizzou. A
yeah.
lot of fun to watch. I especially remember, I think it actually was DeMarcus Acey against Tennessee in Neyland. He had that pick six. I kind of put the game away.
Time buzzer. Chris fires far side, intercepted. Picked off by DeMarcus Acey going the other way. Acey's got the quarterback to beat. And Chris will get him out of bounds at the 10-yard line.
Way
Yeah,
that was
fun.
awesome.
I was chasing him from the side, trying to get a lead block for him. But yeah, that was a fun game. I love, nothing better going to those big SEC schools, Tennessee, South Carolina, Florida, going to the swamp and beating them at home. Pretty great feeling.
Man, I didn't get to watch that game. I went to LSU Alabama that week with my buddy that's from Louisiana, and the whole time, like we're in Death Valley watching LSU Bama. It's a
That was a
night
crazy
game,
game. Yeah,
and
it was fun.
I'm refreshing my phone trying to get the Mizzou score the entire time. I was trying to find a way to stream it, do anything because like obviously it was a great experience, and I think it was an earlier kickoff, so it ended and I got to enjoy Bama LSU. The whole time I'm refreshing my phone, trying to see what happened, and I
Yeah,
was pretty surprised that Mizzou won that game. It was a pretty big upset at the time, but I
yeah.
was on top of the world the rest of the day.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say that my class kind of started I would say that I would have to give credit to the teams that went back to back SEC East champions back in 12, 13, or whatever years they were. Those guys, I mean, if they didn't do that, a lot of us probably would never went to Mizzou. So gotta give credit to
Yeah.
those guys. They had a squad, and then even after them, Matty Mock's team, those guys were really good too. So I mean, it's just the buildup of the foundation of all the teams, really paid off, I would say.
Absolutely. And it's awesome seeing it pay off now.
Yeah,
You know,
it's great.
I've been through there's been a lot of ups and downs in Mizzou football over the last decade, but it
For
looks
sure.
like it's gonna stay the way it's going right now with the way the
Yeah.
momentum's swinging.
Yeah, love it. Love to see it.
And you were initially recruited as a wide receiver, played wide receiver your freshman year, and then got moved to safety. What
Yeah.
sparked that position change and how did you respond to it?
So in high school, I was an athlete. I was all state defensive back, all state wide receiver. Uh, had schools recruiting me. They just wanted me to play receiver. Had schools recruiting me, just wanted me to play defense. Had schools recruiting me that wanted me as an athlete, just to wait till I get there and kind of see. Mizzou wanted me as an athlete, but I've kind of always felt they wanted me on defense. My true freshman year, I got up there, went through fall camp just as a DB. Um, um, Fortunately, didn't redshirt, played as a true freshman, kind of just special teams and kind of late game minutes, kind of my freshman year. We had top 5 defense in the nation. Charles Harris, all those guys, studs. Kenya Dennis, Arion Penn, Michael Shear. Had a great defense. But I was just seeing kind of like in the game minutes, but we were losing game. I remember we lost to Georgia like 6-3 or 6-9 or something like that. Just couldn't put points up. I remember having a meeting with Coach Pinkel the week before a Kentucky game. It was like the 5th or 6th game of the season. Don't quote me on that. It was middle of the season game. And I had a meeting. It was just me and him. And the meeting concluded and came to the decision that he wanted me to, start getting some reps on the offensive side of the ball, start practicing and traveling with the offensive guys. So I did that for a week. We went to Kentucky, traveled with the receivers, kind of just sat back, didn't do much. And then the next week we played like Florida, and then I had a package for me, and the package ended up being the first package we used in the game. So I technically started that next week against Florida, starting punt returner, and then played receiver. And then I just played receiver the rest of the season. Had pretty good stats. Didn't do too much. I was a true freshman. Uh, and then Coach Pinkel got sick at the end of the season. Entire coaching staff left. But Barry Odom came in, brought all his new guys in, and I guess I didn't really fit Heupel, is what I was told. I didn't fit Josh Heupel's offensive scheme, which was just 4 verticals every play.
Yeah.
But so they suggested that I move to defense, and I was like, whatever, I'm a team guy, whatever the team needs me at. So ever since then, just been a defensive back.
And it turned out pretty good for you. 3 interceptions your senior year,
Yeah,
balled out at safety and corner for Mizzou. And, during that era of Mizzou football, I don't know what happened, what turn was made.
yeah.
Why did they take away the oversized Tiger logo on the helmet? Why did that go away?
I don't know. I guess it's too many new, or I wouldn't even say new. I think they're just bringing back the old stuff and rocking with the block M and mixing it with the new stuff. Just the tigers written across the helmet. But Mizzou's equipment guy, Mike, at he was at Louisville with I lived there, so I have to say it right now. I was they He was at Louisville with Lamar Jackson, and then he came to Mizzou my sophomore year with Odom. So I have all the trust in him. He's a great guy. Can put some nice uniform combinations together. But yeah, I agree though. We should definitely bring back the big tiger
Yeah.
head.
That oversized Tiger logo was, and
Yeah,
there was like a new color on it every week with a different color helmet.
yeah. I
Man,
remember
that was,
we had the tiger with the it was red, white, and blue with the stars on it. First,
yeah, that was
yeah,
awesome. And then Vanderbilt, I think it was like I think it was Labor Day week, or not Labor Day, Memorial Day weekend, and had that military patch on the
yeah,
side of
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Y'all were rolling out some good
yeah.
looking uniforms then, and
Yeah,
they
they
still
still
are. But
yeah, they still are. I wish when I was younger, 2008, I think they had the beast mode uniforms, like the Nike when Nike first came out with the Nike
oh, the Pro Combat, Nike Pro
Pro
Combat
Combats.
stuff. Yeah, the gray ones with the gray helmets.
Yeah, they had like the wings on them or yeah.
Yeah, man,
I always
that was
wanted
a
to wear
fun time.
those. Yeah,
I wore
yeah,
that every time I played in NCAA 14 with
yeah.
Mizzou.
Yeah,
I'd put the gray helmet on.
yeah.
Everything else would be white.
Got to.
Man,
Got to.
that, that was a good looking uniform right there.
Yeah.
And you played professionally for a while, Frisco Fighters, and then you went overseas,
Yeah.
which you see a few guys do, not a lot, but share a little bit of your experience overseas playing in France and Barcelona. Or,
I mean, it was amazing. I was after I got released from the 49ers, I started playing arena football. It's kind of all during the same time as COVID. So a bunch was going on. Started playing arena football for Frisco Fighters um, for 2 or 3 years. And then I got in contact with I couldn't do the indoor anymore. It's a different game. It's still football, but there's 8 people playing an ice hockey rink and bigger collisions, tighter field. So it just really beats up the body. So I wanted to get back outdoors. Reached out to a couple outdoor teams. Uh, the coach of the Paris Musketeers over in the European League of Football, or formerly known as the NFL Europe. Um, he reached back out to me the same day and was like, "I remember exactly who you are. I was the defensive backs coach at Vanderbilt, and we played you guys every single year. I would love for you to come play for the team." I was like, "That's perfect. Exactly what I was looking for." Um, so then went out to Paris last year. Amazing experience, life changing. Never really been out of the country, especially Europe. Um, just open my eyes to a new world and how other people live, and um, it was great. We traveled everywhere. We went Germany, Spain, a whole bunch of different places over there. Uh, I had a blast. I would say the biggest thing difference was between the football. You can only have 4 Americans on a team, so 2 on defense, 2 on offense. Um,
interesting.
yeah, so we had Zach Edwards. He played D2 ball, but he's like the leading touchdowns in the league over there. So he's a
Huh,
stud. And then
that's
we
pretty
had
cool.
then we had Kyle Sweet. He was a receiver at Washington State. He was really good. And then Dawson Dales. Can't say enough about this guy. He was our linebacker. He was in front of me the whole time. He's a dog from Ohio. I can't remember exactly what school he went to, but Dawson Dales, watch his highlights. Look him up. He's a beast. But all 3 of those guys. It was Paris's first year in the league, so we did a lot of foundational work for the team, especially with everybody else being French citizens, with the 4 Americans. So just a lot of teaching and learning. Uh, the communication, language barrier, just all those types of things you got to overcome. But it was a great experience. I'm glad I got to experience it.
That sounds like a lot of fun too, getting to travel
Yeah,
all of Europe to play football,
yeah,
which is, something you and I both love playing football, getting to see the world. That
yeah.
sounds like it was a pretty incredible experience for
And
you.
the people over there, the fans are just on another level. And it's different. So there's like 5 teams in Germany. Um, like in France, you have soccer is the biggest sport, and then you got
Right.
rugby, and then you got this and that, then football. In Germany, you have soccer and then football, and then rugby.
Really?
Football. Yeah, I don't know if that's
It's that
exact.
big over in Germany?
Yeah, yeah. Germany is the football is different over there. So those teams over in Germany were, they were pretty good.
I would have never guessed football was that big in
Yeah,
Germany.
yeah, they
That's
do
pretty
it
cool.
over there. Yeah, it was pretty cool to go there, see everything, just live a different cultural experience.
Absolutely, man. I'm glad you got to experience it. That sounds like the time of your life right there.
It was great. It was great.
And
Met
then kind of, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. What'd you
I
say?
was gonna say we met some good people and it was just
Okay.
a great time.
That's awesome, man. And kind of wrapping things up here. Back to Mizzou football because I can't talk enough about Missouri football. The zoo, Faroe Field, great home atmosphere for college football.
Yeah.
What memory sticks with you the most from playing in Faroe Field?
Um, Off the top, first thing I thought of was um the cannon, the loud
Yeah,
cannon.
yeah,
I don't know, it's just different. It's a different kind of feel than any other place that you play at. It's kind of like you have the street level, and then the stadium's like kind of down into the ground. I don't know, it's just different. They're doing a lot of upgrades and a lot of new renovations to it. I haven't seen the new stuff, but from what I've seen on social media, it looks awesome.
it looks pretty incredible what they've done to that end zone area.
Yeah, the Tiger Walk, walking from the Missouri training facility across the bridge down to the stadium. I
Yeah,
don't, I don't know if they do it anymore the same way. I doubt it. But you have all your family, all your friends from school, all lined up and walking past them before you go into the stadium. It's just a great feeling. Um, yeah, I mean the band. I love the band. Everything about it. Just a great place to be.
that's awesome. And I got the opportunity one year to witness the Tiger Walk. Birthday gift, I got tickets to go to a Vanderbilt game, which I believe you were on the team at the time. It was a night game at home against Vanderbilt. And I
Okay.
was, I had broken my ankle in a football game like a week before. I was on like a little scooter with a little temporary tattooed Mizzou mustache and eye black on. And I'm over there, I'm pedaling around. I'm like, yeah, woo. Got
What was
a,
that? 2016, maybe?
I think it was 2016. I believe it was 2016. Yeah, because I was in seventh grade, so I would have been 2016. Yeah,
That makes
it
sense
was
then.
a little close, too close for comfort, but nonetheless, it was a incredible experience.
Yeah, it's awesome. I gotta get back up there.
Yeah, and I can only imagine as a player how cool that is to see those kids that were, I'm probably much like you when you were that age,
Yeah,
looking in awe at a Division One SEC football player. I'm sure
yeah,
that's a full circle moment for most of y'all doing the Tiger Walk.
for sure. Yeah, especially being from St. Louis and just seeing, guys like Jeremy Macklin come from where I come from and, did the things that he did. Yeah, pretty
That's
special.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to do this interview, Cam.
no
Uh,
problem at all.
it was an incredible conversation talking Mizzou football to playing in France to playing for the Fighters. I
Yeah,
appreciate you taking the time out of your day to do this.
yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate you for having me. It was good talking
Yeah,
to you.
absolutely. MIZ.
FZOU.